Okay, we're outside 14601 James in Maple Heights, Ohio, as we start the exterior walkthrough of the property. The first thing to note is the roof. There's no immediate need to replace the roof by any means, but there is some shingle wear up there. I'd say the roof is probably around 20 years old, and just judging by the wear, mostly on the front section of the house, it has limited life. I would say perhaps 3 to 5 years. And there are a number of nail pops. You'll see pictures in the report where some of the fasteners beneath the shingles have kind of loosened, popped up, which has pushed the shingles up. Like I said, there'll be pictures as you go through the report there. I would recommend immediate repairs to those areas. Just the risk is with the shingles raised that the wind will catch them and cause further damage. But overall, the exterior of the home is in good condition. Just a quick pan to the side here. There's a lot of smaller electrical things, sort of typical to the date of construction. These outlets were added over the years, but they still lack ground fault protection. There are vinyl replacement windows on the main levels. The basement still has the older metal awning. You'll see I don't attempt to open or close those in the during the interior inspection, just because oftentimes they don't reclose fully. Look at the back of the house here. The AC unit here is from 1992, so it's on the older side, and we see problematic downspout here. It's really just not the right material, and this connection here is obviously leaking, which is going to put moisture up against the foundation wall. And you can see there's a pretty big open hole here still that should be filled back in, so that will be noted in the report. Pan back out. I'm not sure how well it was shown on the video, but some of the darker streaking that you see on the shingles is just algae. This is the shadier side of the roof, so it's just typical for this part of Ohio. Pan in this way, the side entry door. Then a look here. I think the nail pops are going to really show up here. I'll kind of zoom in. Like you can see in this area here, that's a nail pop. Another smaller issue, you have a siding end cap missing here, which really should be covered because the wood is exposed. And then the property does have a detached garage. The garage on the roof is a newer three-dimensional shingle, which is in really good shape. See, there is power out here, but the siding, you can see some damage from a weed trimmer, and then you have an open junction box here where the power is feeding into the garage. You can see the wires are exposed, so that really should be corrected. And then the door shut, again, it's dented but functional, and you'll see this is mostly a cosmetic issue, but there is some exposed aluminum. The finish on the aluminum has kind of peeled away, so an item like that is likely to show up on the point of sale inspection. So from here I'm gonna grab my tools, head downstairs, and start the interior walkthrough. Okay, so I'm at the base of the basement stairs now as we start the interior walkthrough. First thing to note, the air conditioning system is not working. It's as I mentioned outside, it's from 1992, so it's definitely on the older side and has been out, according to the tenant, mostly all summer. So obviously I'll recommend further evaluation by a licensed HVAC tech on that. And as we go around here, we'll just see the somewhat finished side of the basement. The electrical panel is in this cabinet here. Everything looks really nice, checks out okay. Nicely installed. There is, of course, some knob and tube wiring, which again, I've seen almost 100% of the homes in this part of Cleveland that were built in the era that this home was. If you're not familiar with what that is, of course, there's a detailed paragraph in the report which will explain a little bit further. So although the AC is not working, the furnace works fine. It's 2013, so only 8 years old. Should have plenty of life left. It's in good condition. And then we see the water heater here. Since now the furnace has been upgraded to a high efficiency model, we see the water heater still vents. There's the vent pipe going through the masonry chimney, so it really should have a proper metal liner. This is what's known as an orphaned water heater in this case, and the water heater just doesn't burn as hot as a furnace does. So when the furnace is also venting through the chimney stack, it will push those gases out. Here with just the water heater, it can condensate can form, and those fumes don't fully vent from the chimney. So that is a recommendation there for HVAC improvement. And then really everything else down here, the foundation walls look really good. Everything's solid. Framing looks really solid as well. Nothing noteworthy, just smaller things. There has been some waterproofing repairs done. You can see a sump pump has been added. I always recommend a battery backup for those systems, and it's just good to inquire with the seller if there's any. Typically that sort of work has warranties, so depending on what year it was done, there may be a warranty that's still in place. So it's always good to inquire about that and have that information transferred to your name as the new owner. So other than that, I'm just going to do one quick pan here, the rest of the space, and we will do the rest of the video upstairs. Okay, so now I'm at the main level of the home, just inside the side door entering the kitchen. The tenant and her son are in the bedroom, so at her request, I'm not going to film that part, but I will do the rest of the house. Just kind of respect their privacy. So the first thing to note, we do have a natural gas range. And one quick edit as I'm coming out of the basement. One thing I failed to mention on the video is that the sump pump is not working right now, which could potentially allow the basement to back up. So that would be a defect, as you'll see in the report. Again, here's a look at newer vinyl replacement windows, all in good shape. Quick look at the cabinets here. The home does have ground fault protected outlets in the kitchens and baths where they're required, so that's good as far as the electrical goes. And the remainder of the outlets are two-prong, which is proper for knob and tube, which is ungrounded, as you'll see in the report. So just a quick span here of living room. Hardwood floors are in good shape. These can easily be refinished. I think they're going to come out really nice. The bathroom's in good shape, nothing to note there. That's kind of close to the bedrooms there where the tenants are, so I'm also going to avoid that area and just head directly to the upper level. First thing to note here is these tiles are likely asbestos containing. The 9x9 inch thick, and from the time period, safe to assume that's the case. Your contractor should be more than familiar. It's all in really good shape. No damaged tile. That's the most important thing. And can be just covered with carpet is always a good way to sort of cost effectively address that issue. So we see there is bedroom space up here, finished. It does have an HVAC supply, which is good. These tiles here, likely wood fiber, do not appear to have asbestos containing. Again, it's always good to err on the side of caution with something like this. However, they look okay. And we'll span over here. With the AC out, the tenant's running a wall unit, which is allowing condensate to drip along the wall here. So I would get that corrected as soon as possible. And then really the last thing I wanted to show you was just a little shot into some of the attic space. We can see there is fiberglass insulation some sections have fallen away there. And a look at the Nobbin 2 ahead of us, which is in good condition. So no real further recommendations there. And with that, that's going to wrap up the video. I appreciate your business. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.